So we're going to go through a bit more of a deep dive on the pin loaded pec deck and just how to make sure that we're setting this up properly and we're not putting ourselves into a position where we could be creating a bit of undue stress or undue pressure on the shoulder, especially if we're dealing with some kind of shouldery type issues, and how you can set up this machine to basically fit any person. I'll just pop myself up here because I can't click the play button there. But the first thing we want to do, adjusting this cam. So up here, this is the cams. So this has a pin that goes up here, and you can slide that all the way around because this is a could also be used as a rear delt fly as well. So wherever you set up this, wherever this is set up, the most important thing is I can take my hands off of that handle. If I can take my hands off of the handles, it means that irrespective of how much weight I put on that stack, I'm not going to get pulled into a position where I can't comfortably get into myself. Meaning, if my hands were somewhere here, and you see people setting it up like that, where they get one side in and get the other side in, and they pull themselves right back, and their arms being stretched away back here like that. Great. Now we've got a massive amount of tension on the chest. Excellent. We've also got a massive amount of tension on the shoulder here, and we have a position where if this goes wrong and we bail out, we're going to get pulled into a position that we can't actively contract our muscles to pull ourselves out of that position. So it's the same with any machine that's got handles. If you can't take your hands off the handles, then you're getting put into a position that you can't get yourself out of, all right? And that more than likely at some point is going to come with some undesirable outcomes. Now, if I had a some sort of a issue, like a shoulder issue or something like that, going back here just to where the handles are, even if I can take my hands off the handles, even going here is not great, doesn't feel great on my shoulders. Then move it a notch forward. So move the cam to here. So then the handle ends up coming somewhere down here. It's obviously hard to draw because it's 3D, but the handle ends up coming, it would be a little bit further forward here. So your hands are here and here as opposed to where they are right now. If we do that, then now we're in a position where, how does that feel? Say this is 100% of the range of motion here. If we cut it to 80% and have our hands here and fuck, it's a terrible drawing, here and here, then how does that feel? Can we work there? Because the end of the day, what can you do comfortably? What do you have in terms of range of motion? Do you have any underlying issues, any pain or anything like that, any discomfort? If you move these pins in order to just accommodate that and ultimately bring these arms forward and this arm to somewhere here, and then you set up again and go, I move it one notch forward. How does that feel on the shoulder? Move it again, one notch forward. How does that feel on the shoulder? If it still feels shit, then it's probably not the best exercise for you. That, and then we want to look at shoulder versus hand height. So for me, it's always been comfortable having my hands below my shoulders. So you see some people come a little bit too high, hands are way up here. That's not going to be a great position. It's not a strong position to be in. Look, the pec fibres want to pull directly across the chest. So we want to just line that up. If I look at my upper arm and how that is, everything's perfectly aligned with these mid to low fibres in the chest because I've got a slight incline in my body position as well. So I'm lining up everything. Wherever my arm pulls across, then that's the kind of fibres that I'm going to be utilising to go through this movement. So that's something I would want to check. If you're feeling discomfort, check where are your hands in relation to your shoulders. Then if we just maybe watch through a couple of reps here and see what we've got. Oh, that's the pen. So you can see I'm demonstrating I can take my hands off. Then a little soft bend in the elbow and then just trying to smash the bicep into the pec. That's all I'm thinking about. Keeping the chest up high. So keeping the shoulders back and down and keeping the chest up. Sometimes you see people, they'll roll forward. So they'll bring their chest forward. If I'm bringing my shoulders forward and allow my shoulders forward, I'm taking tension off the pec. So just trying to mimic this position the best we can, all right? And then if we look at the tempo, nice and slow and controlled on the way down, aggressive on the way back, slow and controlled on the way down, aggressive on the way back, soft bend in the elbows, just try to smash the bicep into the pec. All right, keep the chest up nice and tall, not caving in, not rolling in, not having excess movement here in the body. Try to keep everything else nice and still in the body, everything else locked in stone, and just focusing on what the arms are doing or what the try to get the biceps smashed into the pec.